pronounced Bruges. Bruges in Belgium. Belgium, it's in Europe, but it's not close to Italy. It's by airplane maybe 2.5 hours.
ฉันไม่ได้ใช้เน็ตที่นี่ดูจากที่นี้เราไม่ได้ใช้เน็ตที่เรียนกลับไปสุดแล้วค่ะสุดหนึ่งเลยสอนขยับยังไม่กลับบ้านเลยมาออกชีวิตอยู่การเดินทางไม่ได้เลยแต่ว่าเจ๊ก็ตกหายไม่เป็นไงนี่เนี่ยตัวน้ำชาเป๊ะคือชื่อเกินไปแบบนี้นะเข้ามาเป็นสองสาขา
Okay, so we're going to do some listening, and I'm going to play a recording where the speaker is telling you about a national park in America. The national park is in Utah. It's a state in America, and he's just going to tell you about it. And then we'll look at the questions first. So it's a place in Utah. Here's a picture of it. It has rock formations with natural arches, and the speaker will tell us about it. And these are the questions that we're going to have to answer after we listen to the recording. So, sorry. So we're going to have to listen to see what kind of a climate they have in Utah. We're going to have to listen to see what kind of reason a person would have for wanting to hike in the park. We're going to have to listen to learn what type of shoes you should wear when you're in the park. And one of the things that you might want to remember to take along with you when you are hiking in the park, and maybe something that they told you that wasn't necessary, they forgot to mention. So those are the things that you should be listening for. And then after we listen, we'll come back and we'll answer these questions. So here we go.
Arches National Park is located in the dry desert of southeastern Utah, just north of the city of Moab. This park is home to over 2,000 natural arches, carved from sandstone layers by wind, water, and erosion. Local and international visitors can enjoy breathtaking views of these natural wonders throughout the year. Some formations are just off the road and are accessible to all people within a short distance on well-traveled trails. Other arches can only be reached by driving distances on four-wheel drive roads or after long strenuous hikes up sandy washes. Like any hike of this nature, you should be prepared for the adventure in the desert. First, hike with a partner for safety and leave word where you will be traveling in case of an emergency. Personally, I enjoy hiking with family members and close friends. Second, carry a cell phone with you. However, keep in mind that you might not get any reception, so don't depend on it. Third, be sure to have the right clothing and footwear for the hike. Light, breathable clothing is best during the summer, along with a hat and sturdy hiking shoes. Fourth, carry plenty of water because you can become quickly dehydrated without it. Having a few snacks can give you energy too. Fifth, take a small first aid kit with you. particularly on longer hikes in case you get injured. 6. Pack a detailed map of the area you are hiking, along with a compass and/or a GPS to locate your position. You might need them to navigate through unfamiliar terrain. And finally, take nothing home with you, except for pictures and memories. You can protect these areas by leaving all rocks, flowers, and other objects for future visitors.
Okay, that was a lot of information. Yeah, Well, I meant to make something a little bit harder than, because that's how you improve. So, let's see how many of these questions we can answer, and then we'll go back and we'll listen to it a second time, okay? Because the speaker was speaking kind of fast. See, when I speak to you, I always slow down, but the speaker was going kind of fast. So let's see how many questions we can get correct. What makes the Arches National Park in Utah a unique sightseeing location? Is it the wildlife, the desert climate, or is it the geology? Desert? Do you know what geology is? Geology is the study of rocks. Yeah, well, it's a study of rocks. So people who are real interested in rocks and rock formations would be interested in geology. So did the speaker tell us is located in the Arches National Park? Well, in Arches National Park, there were a lot of rock formations. So if you wanted to go, if you were real interested in rock formations, you would go to the Arches National Park. So the correct answer, well, actually, probably all of them would be correct, because there is wildlife in the park, and it is a desert climate. But the thing that would make it most interesting would be the rock formations. So geology would be the correct answer. Geology would be the correct answer. What is one reason that the speaker gave to us for hiking with a partner in the park?
Partner can help in case anything.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to hike into the wilderness by yourself, because if you stumbled and hurt your leg or something, you'd need someone to help you, because it's a very remote area. You would be in an area where there would be no other people. So you would want to have somebody along in the case of an emergency. Now, according to the speaker, according to the recording, you should wear, what should you wear when you're visiting the park in the summertime? What would be very important to have when you visit the park in the summertime? Maybe, yeah, to keep the sun off your head. Yeah. We'll go back and listen and we'll see if we're right. What is one item that might be part of the fifth point? Bandages, a flashlight, a lighter. And which item did he say? He told us that we needed to take several things along to get. Did he say that is not necessary to, or what did he not mention? He mentioned two of those things, but one of them he didn't mention. A map? He did mention a map. And what else did he mention? A GPS? Did he mention a guidebook? No. Okay. So we know number 5 is correct. We need to go back and listen for number 4. We probably will need to go back and listen for number 3. Okay, so let's listen carefully this time. Okay, we'll listen again and practice listening to the sounds of the words.
Arches National Park is located in the dry desert of southeastern Utah, just north of the city of Moab. This park is home to over 2,000 natural arches, carved from sandstone layers by wind, water, and erosion. Local and international visitors can enjoy breathtaking views of these natural wonders throughout the year. Some formations are just off the road and are accessible to all people within a short distance on well-traveled trails. Other arches can only be reached by driving distances on four-wheel drive roads or after long strenuous hikes along sandy washes. Like any hike of this nature, you should be prepared for the adventure in the desert. First, hike with a partner for safety and leave word where you will be traveling in case of an emergency. Personally, I enjoy hiking with family members and close friends. Second, carry a cell phone with you. However, keep in mind that you might not get any reception, so don't depend on it. Third, be sure to have the right clothing and footwear for the hike. Light, breathable clothing is best during the summer, along with a hat and sturdy hiking shoes. Fourth, carry plenty of water because you can become quickly dehydrated without it. Having a few snacks can give you energy too. Fifth, take a small first aid kit with you, particularly on longer hikes in case you get injured. Sixth, pack a detailed map of the area you're hiking, along with a compass and/or a GPS to locate your position. You might need them to navigate through unfamiliar terrain. And finally, take nothing home with you, except for pictures